What's up, everyone? It's your boy Spartan Warrior 5 again here today, bringing you guys a Battlefield 3 commentary. And this is basically about why people generally don't really like this game, or more overall, why don't they like to post it. Maybe a combination of the two. But let's get into this thing. First off, why don't people generally like to play this game? My first reason that I've noticed, or that I think, is the gunplay. First off, it's hard to aim with the whole bullet fall aspect people think of. It's in the back of their minds like, ooh, should I aim a little bit higher? Should I aim lower? Which I do. It's kind of a split decision, and then they end up dying. It's just something that they don't really enjoy having happen to them. You know, it's hard to dictate. It's something that they have to learn how to do. And also, suppression is another factor that comes into this, where it's, you know, they're getting shot at. No, excuse me, it's not like Call of Duty where it's you're getting shot at, it's just, oh, whatever, bullets are flying past you, take it like a champ. You know, in this game, when you get shot at, the screen gets all fuzzy, your aim gets off. It's a feature that some people come to have liked because it makes it more realistic, but then also they don't really like too much because it screws up their aim. You know, it gets a little bit too intense, where it's like they can't see anything. That's another general reason why people don't really enjoy this game, is because they can't fire back at whoever's firing at them. And again, with this comes in hand the realism of the gunplay. You know, headshot multiplier is pretty intense. You know, I've heard a lot of people complain about that, say that they should down or, you know, nerf the headshot multiplier, but in real life, you know, if you were to get shot in the head, it's like, boom, done. You know, you can't do anything about it. Shot in the head, you're dead. That's the bottom line. But, you know, in this game, people don't really like that because they could be shooting at someone, they can miss a few shots, not get the kill, but then the guy, you know, turns around, one shot to the head kills him. It's just like, dude, I've been working my ass out to come over here and get you, and you just turn around and one shot me. That's unfair, you know. Of course, that's their general jurisdiction, not really jurisdiction, that's sort of what, you know, they believe is to be unfair, of, you know, people turning around, shoot them in the head, and they're dead. But in real life, you know, that would happen, you know. I mean, if you get shot in the head, it's a done deal, you know. So that's one major thing that people don't really like about this game, is that overall using the weapons, getting used to the weapons is kind of difficult, when most people in the first-person shooter community usually either come from Call of Duty or Halo. You know, those are basically the two top, you know, big hitters of the first-person shooter genre, besides Battlefield. You know, Battlefield is one of those games that has really taken it to the new heights of, you know, being a realistic game, trying to make it as realistic as possible. You know, Call of Duty is probably one of the more unrealistic games out there, next to Halo, which I don't really care for. It's not my cup of tea, but obviously a lot of other people enjoy it just because of how it plays and how it looks and everything like this. That's a whole nother topic at hand, with whole Halo versus everything else, but I'm not going to get into that. The next big topic here is the maps. This is one of the major big-time hitters of why people don't like this game, is because of the maps. Maps are of realistic size. They are very, very big. People say that it's difficulty to get around because they're running around, and when they see someone, they get killed because they're in a tactical spot where they have a nice position with a sniper rifle. They could just take them out with a headshot. So they're saying, oh, I'm running like 30 minutes and I freaking die, and I have to do it all over again. Well, that's because they're not taking advantage of the vehicles. You know, Battlefield Battlefield provides vehicles for you to use, whether it be Jeeps, tanks, LAVs, helicopters, jets, you know, all these other vehicles that people could be taking advantage of, but they're not, because they think the game's Call of Duty. You know, they assume that every first-person shooter game, you know, is built like Call of Duty to compete with it, but in can't talk. In reality, it's not like that. It's a more realistic game. to get through, point A to B, you need to have vehicles, and besides this map, Operation Metro, which doesn't have any vehicles, or any of the close quarters maps, all the larger maps usually have vehicles for you to get around. It's just people are too headstrong and be like, I'm an infantry guy, I gotta run around and get my kills, that's how I do things. But it just doesn't work that way. You have to use the vehicles to navigate the maps. If you don't, well, then you're not going to have an enjoyable experience. That's what's going to happen to you. You have to grow up, have your balls drop, and accept the fact that this isn't Call of Duty. This is Battlefield. This is a man's game, This is something that you have to get used to. Being able to read the maps and sort of go, alright, I need to get to this position. Let's take the helicopter, get my ass over there, and start playing the objective. But obviously, people are too headstrong to realize that, so that's something that people need to get used to. Another aspect that people really don't enjoy is the whole teamwork aspect. In Call of Duty, you could carry a team on your back just by getting kills and making sure that domination flags are held. But in this game, you got to make sure that you're holding flags, planting and defusing bombs. You have to play the objective to win. There's no, I'm going to just put the team on my back and win it for us. There's no, just get a whole bunch of kills and we'll win the game. It's not how it works. If you can go 135-5 and still lose. Whereas in Call of Duty, if you post up that kind of score, that's an automatic win. You could take the whole entire team, throw them on your back, and you're like, alright guys, let's do this. Yeah, Call of fucking Duty! It doesn't work that way in it doesn't work that way in Battlefield. There we go. I'm getting too excited here. You have to work as a team to capture the objectives and make sure they're held and or protected / destroyed via the rush mode. But these are just some very broad, general reasons of why people don't like Battlefield, because I've seen Call of Duty commentators, Call of Duty fanboys in comment sections bash this game because it's not like Call of Duty, and that's something that I really, really despise. And because we have so much time here, I can get into this a little bit. Call of Duty has basically become the ruler of the first-person shooter genre online, whereas people expect it to, the first-person shooter games that what I'm trying to say here, they expect other first-person shooter games to match up to Call of Duty. They want it to match up to this ruler, to this set, expectations, otherwise it's a bad game. Battlefield has been getting hardly hit by this because it's so different than Call of Duty. It's something new, it's something different, something bold. It's something that people have never really done before. They're trying to make a game that, would be in like an actual war-type setting, and of course there's no game modes in real life or anything like this, but you get the picture. They have to have something that'll drive the game through, but otherwise with the gameplay, with the maps, with the vehicles, everything is very realistic. At least they try to be. There's some cases where there are some other things that might not be that realistic, like dropping through a parachute and still breaking your legs or something like that, or tanks taking one missile and just blowing up instantly. It's some stuff like that may or may not be realistic. So that's generally why people don't like this game, is because it doesn't match up to Call of Duty. It's not, all 360 no-scopes, or all montage clips, or all quads every 5 freaking seconds, This gameplay, however, shows off that this game can be a fast-paced, entertaining game. There are those moments where you see a whole bunch of group of enemies, and you're like, oh shit, gotta, bunker down and get these guys. Of course, you're not going to get an entire team in one spray. It's unrealistic. But you can get some pretty worthy clips on this game. People generally hate this game because they can't get their little montage clips, but despite this, the whole accusations of, you can't get montages in this game, you probably can. And that's kind of one of the things I don't really like about it, because you can get montages, whereas in Bad Company 2, other games like that, montage clips were kind of a rarity. This game, you could, if you're a good player versus a really bad team, yeah, you could get montage clips pretty damn easily. So, generally, that's the big time reason why people don't like to play this game, is because it's just not the kiddie, arcadey game that they find with Call of Duty. You know, it takes more skill to play this game, whereas in Call of Duty, it's just like, oh, have a gun, shoot at someone, and get a kill. You know, that's generally how it goes. So now enough with this, let's go on to a new topic of why don't people like to post this game. Now, there are some people out there who really enjoy this game, really like to play it, think it's really fun to do, but they just don't post it. You know, they don't post on YouTube. They normally will just post Call of Duty gameplays, and that's about it. So why don't people like to post this, you know, if they enjoy it so much? My first reason is the match lengths. This gameplay right here was 29 minutes long without the editing, without anything else. You know, this raw gameplay was 29 minutes. I had to cut it down to 18 minutes due to just the length and everything. I'm not going to talk for nearly 30 minutes. It's kind of bullshit. But, you know, people don't like how long these matches go for. That's just, they can't make a gameplay commentary out of a 29-minute gameplay. And this goes hand in hand with my second reason with the editing. Editing is something that I take a lot of pride in. I try to make my videos look as best as they possibly can. That's another commentary. Maybe I could fit in here, actually. We still have around 7 minutes left, 6 minutes. You know, it's something I try to make my videos look pristine. I do color correction. I try to trim off the black bars that you'll see on the top and right-hand corners. It's just something that I am a little OCD about. I don't know. It's something that bothers me if I see it, so I try to fix it. But a lot of other people don't generally do that. You know, you'll see a lot of ghosting, which I try to fix as well. You'll see the black bars on the top and maybe on the right. There won't be any color correction. It's just very, not to try to offend anyone, but just in my opinion, it looks trashy. You know, it's not the greatest of quality that they could, probably have. However, there are some other people who do take pride in their editing, and to them, kudos to you guys. Nice job with your video quality. Keep it up, you know. And hopefully I'm one of those guys who has good video quality, which is a commentary that I wanted to do separately, but since I have so much time here, let's get into this. How's my quality been? You know, I've had the same microphone since day one, and it's been working up pretty good so far. You know, I like the quality of how it's coming out. I'm certainly not going to get one of those, you know, snowball microphones. You know, I'm not going to go out and buy one of those. But besides that, the video quality. How are you guys liking how the video looks itself? You know, do you like the color correction? Do you like the render settings and everything like this? And is there any way I can improve my videos? Because I always try to aspire to get the best possible quality out of my videos. And I'm not exactly sure if I'm getting the absolute top-notch potential of my HD PVR. And hopefully I'm getting close to it, you know. So in the comments, if you'd be so kind, would you tell me if you guys enjoy the quality of my videos? And that kind of said kind of weird. It's like quality. God, it's really weird. But yeah, I'm always aspiring to do the best that I potentially can. So if you guys, the viewers, would let me know how I'm doing, I would very much be indebted to you guys, because I'm always trying to figure out how I can make these videos better for you guys visually. In terms of audio, there's not much I can do. I think it's fine for right now, so I'm not going to go out and buy a new microphone or mix up my audio settings. I'm just going to keep them how they are. I think they're good as you know. I'm not going to change them at all. But yeah, that's about the quality commentary. But now, what do you guys think about this whole topic at hand of people not liking Battlefield, or, you know, people not liking to post it? Because that's just something that I've had in my mind for a while here. And before the video ends, I made a promise to these guys. Big time shout outs to my boys Rocker58, Lucky Shot 27, and Ninjafish 95. These, whenever I play Battlefield, this is basically my squad. If not, it'll usually be me, Rocker, Lucky Shot, and then another friend we have online. I'm not sure if he wants his name named, so I'm going to keep him anonymous. But if I'm usually playing Battlefield, I'm usually playing with these guys. If not, it's just by myself, just rolling around, trying to do my best to help the team out. But, yeah, big time kudos for these guys. And it was really a combination of the newest patch that came out on this game with some nagging of Rocker that really got me back onto this game, because there was a time when I was just really not enjoying it. It was just really trashy, and it wasn't the reasons I stated above. It was basically because I wasn't getting kills when I should have been. You know, shots were going on target but weren't registering, or, you know, getting me kill assists of over 90. It was just really bad. I was having a really horrible time. But here comes a new patch that came out. Things have been running smoother. I've been having fun with this game, and I really haven't touched Call of Duty in a while. The reason being is because I've had a lot of late nights, you know, good times with this crew, running some Operation Metro 24/7 or doing close quarters. It's been a blast, and it's been times that have been better than Call of Duty, you know, when it's just more enjoyable for me than, you know, doing the same thing over and over again on Modern Warfare 3 on Xbox. But, yeah, that's generally about it. If you guys want to add me and, you know, run some sessions with me, if possible, you can add me on Xbox Live, on PSN. I might have limited space on PSN, but on Xbox Live, definitely go ahead and add me. It's Spartan Killa 55. I'll probably leave that in the description below. You can obviously find it on my channel in the description of the channel. You could probably find my Twitter. You can find my PSN. You can find my Xbox Live. And that's another thing I gotta try and work on to get better at, is interacting with the subscribers via gaming and stuff like that. It's just something that I'll normally either run by myself or run with some close friends of mine. But hopefully you guys enjoy this. This is 45-7. Take care. Hope to see you guys again, and thanks for stopping by. I will talk to you guys soon.